Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'm addressing S6 students semantics. Social meaning. Social meaning. Some words can have a social meaning. So social meaning is another aspect of meaning. Brown defined social relationships in terms of two main notions, which are power and solidarity. Now, forms which indicate power establish who has authority and how great that authority is. And forms which indicate solidarity establish the degree of intimacy in relationship. So power, when we speak about power, we're speaking about two participants, and participant is anyone who is engaged in conversation, engaged in interaction. We call him or her participant. So we speak about power when two participants are engaged in interaction, and one of them has some kind of power over the other, some kind of authority over the other. Let's say, for example, father with his son, for example. The owner of a restaurant with somebody working in that restaurant, for example. The owner of a factory with an employee working in the factory. Here, the relationship is one of power. Whereas solidarity, it speaks about, or it means the degree of intimacy, how close the participants are to each other. Are they close friends, for example? Are they distant acquaintances? Do they know each other well? Are they old friends? All these things go under solidarity because they give us a clue as to how close the participants are to each other. Now, solidarity concerns the social distance between people, how much experience they share, how many social characteristics they share, like religion, sex, age, region of origin, race, occupation, interests, etc., and how far they are prepared to share intimacies and other factors. Now, let's say, for example, you are at a gathering, you are at a party, and in this gathering, this party, there are different people from different religions. For example, there are Muslims, there are Jews, there are Christians, there are Buddhists, and all types of religion. You as Muslim, for example, you would feel closer to the Muslims in that gathering. Another example, let's take sex as a factor that may affect solidarity. If you are at a gathering, for example, where there are men and women, women maybe tend to be closer to other women than they are to men. Let's take age. If you are at a gathering where there are young people and older people, and if you are a young person, you would feel closer and more intimate, closer to the young people in that gathering than to the older people. Region of origin. Let's say, for example, you are at a gathering where there are people from Fez, people from Marrakesh, people from Taunat, people from Tanja, and you are, for example, from Fez. At this gathering, this party, it's normal, it's natural that you feel closer. There is tendency that you feel closer to the people who are from your region of origin. Something about race. Something can be said about occupation. If you, for example, you're a student, you feel closer to a student like you than to somebody who is not a student. If you are a teacher, for example, and you meet somebody on the train and they say, I'm a teacher, you feel kind of like intimacy, like you feel like you're closer to this person than you would be if he or she were not from the same occupation. Something for interest. So these are some of the factors that may affect solidarity, that may bring people, in other words, that might bring participants closer and make them feel they're closer friends, they're closer in their relationship. Or maybe it makes them feel they are distant, distant in their relationship. Now, for the English speaker, the clearest marker of social relations are personal names such as Muhammad and Muhammad Alami. How does one decide to call Muhammad Alami as Muhammad or Muhammad or Mr. Alami or Dr. Alami? The answer lies in the mechanisms of power and solidarity. Muhammad is used if there is high solidarity between the speaker, and Muhammad Alami is used if there is low kind of solidarity between the participants. Now, what does this slide say? It says the following. There is a person called Muhammad Alami. If I want to address him, like if I want to talk to him or write to him, shall I say Muhammad, or shall I say Mr. Alami, or Dr. Alami, or Professor Alami? The answer lies in the mechanisms of power and solidarity. If I feel I'm close friend, I'm close to that person, then I would call him just Muhammad. Hi Muhammad, Salam alaikum Muhammad. But if I feel that the degree of solidarity between us is low, then I would call him Professor Alami, Dr. Alami, or Mr. Alami. So Mr. Alami is used if there is low solidarity, and or if Muhammad Alami has more power than the speaker. So what is revealed about the social relationships between people, the participants' roles, the role they play in society, etc., can be expressed by the use of certain words and expressions. Like Muhammad, you just use the first name of the person if you are close friends, or if it's somebody you don't know well, then you use her last name. This is Alami, by the way, not Alamin. You use his or her last name with a title. The title means like professor, doctor, Mr. In French, tu and vous have different social meanings. They reveal the kind of relationship between participants. Is it one of solidarity or power? And here I don't mean tu, or I don't mean vous when you are addressing. I have technical problems here. Bear with me, please. Yeah, it's better now. So, one more time. In French, tu and vous have different social meanings. They reveal the kind of relationship existing between participants. Is it one of solidarity or power? And here, I don't mean vous when you are talking to a group of people. I mean vous when you are talking to one person. You meet one person, you say, comment allez-vous? où habitez-vous? Que faites-vous, for example. Now, these two words here, they reveal the kind of relationship between the participants. Is it one of solidarity or power? For example, if you are talking to your mom, you say tu. If you are talking to your dad, you say tu. If you are talking to a close friend, you say tu. But if you are talking to somebody you just met, you use vous. If you are talking to your neighbor next door but whom you don't know well, you use vous. So tu and vous have the same sense. This is important here. These two words, tu and vous, have the same sense because they both refer to the addressee. But their social meaning is different. Their social meaning is different. When you say tu to somebody, you are not only addressing him or her, but you are also giving us information about the kind of relationship between you and this other person. You are telling us that this person is my close friend. If you are using vous with somebody, you are not only addressing this person, but you are also giving information about the kind of relationship between you and this person. You are saying this person is not, for example, my close friend. It's not a close friend of mine. So anything that can give us a clue about the participants' role in society and their relationship and the degree of solidarity between them is said to have a social meaning. A social meaning besides, in addition to, its sense or basic or dictionary meaning. شكرا. بارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم.